All right, y'all. How cool is this? So I was able to find in the Tuskegee University archives, only two though, small snippets of footage. This one from the greenhouse that George Washington Carver maintained. He's one of my favorite historical actors. He's one of my favorite people. Um, and his work just really inspires me deeply. And so I reached out to them via email, um, requesting for the full version because I want to see the whole thing. And then there was another one, not that. They gotta work on updating their website. WordPress is what they're using. Ooh, y'all need to update the Squarespace. Anyway, all right. Here he is experimenting with cross pollination. And let me just say, so for some of you who may not know, he was castrated. I'm not sure when in his life he was, which led to his voice sounding the way it did. If you've been privileged to hear some audio recordings, at least that's what I understand based on the information that's out there. And I just feel like every time they quote unquote roll him out for filming or whatever, he's always accompanied by some European, as if they're his handler and he just can't do these things without them and their guidance or supervision. When I tell you this man was a brilliant individual who taught them what they know, Lord. Listen, all of these things matter. What am I trying to say? Imagery, right? Representation, and even the dynamics of that matter and make an impact and communicate a lot. This human being right here was one of a kind. And not to say that there weren't, people from other ethnic groups that were instrumental in whatever success he had. But at the end of the day, he was just such a brilliant soul. So fascinating to see. It was really cool because I was able to download these also. So cool. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully they get back to me with the full versions. And I also requested for any other footage that they may have because I want to see it all. And I think I'm going to have to start doing that. I'm probably going to have to start reaching out to a lot of the universities and maybe even museums to see what they're willing to supply to me digitally. Because like I said, I'm working on an autoethnographical work about the foundational Black American legacy in agriculture and botany and medicine. And so, yeah, I want all the records, all the footage, even if I can get pictures of pages of different books, because I'm trying right now to hunt down the Book of Noah and any sort of version that would be the closest to whatever original record, was able to be translated. And I think I found it at the University of Maryland. I'm not sure though. Of course, it's not the University of Maryland. It's a museum in Maryland. I think it's like the Jewish Museum in Maryland. And so, yeah, I'm still on that journey to uncovering that resource. If you all know or have some insight, please leave a comment below. Be interested to hear it. This was digitized in 2021. Wow. Love this stuff, man. So exciting. All right, y'all. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. And once I get or receive access to the full versions, I will, record those, fair use and citing it properly for y'all to see. Should I be allowed to do that? If I'm allowed to do that, I will. If not, I'll figure out what portions of it or sections I'm able to share. All right, y'all be blessed.